Hello happy community. Here is a practice along with me video on breathwork. I am trying to I'm trying to simplify breathing so that we can regulate our breath and feel better, whether it's physically or mentally. And the main purpose of this video is to focus on increasing energy levels in our body. So we are always constantly feeling tired, depleted. If that's the same with you, I know for a majority of us it is. By the end of the day, we're just exhausted. We're busy, right? So if I can show you a 10-minute technique that will help you regulate your breath, increase energy levels in your body so that you can have more energy and not feel so depleted all the time, I think that's a great thing. So this comes with consistent practice. If you can, you don't have to watch this video every single time, but once we kind of lay a bit of that foundation, I hope that you can just take this at your own time and practice whenever you can. I do say 10 minutes a day ideally, which I think is a really great amount of time to kind of get that really beautiful energy flowing through the body and regulating your breath better that way. So it also taps into a bit more of that relaxation response in our body, helping us feel a bit calm and joyful as well. So I'm going to just lay a few ground rules, there's about 4, when it comes to breathing. And like I said, even if you don't follow through along with me, at least if you understand these 4 concepts, you may be able to apply them in your daily life as well. Okay, so the first one, and this is from a yogic perspective, breath work can be different and taught in many different ways. I'm just coming from a very more sort of a yogic background. So the first one is to breathe in and out through your nose and only through your nose, especially when you're practicing breath work and you're learning to regulate your breath, because breathing in and out through your nose helps to slow down the breath as well. We exhale a little bit longer than we inhale. This helps to tap into that relaxation response in the body. The third one is no noise when you're breathing. So when I usually tell someone, show me how you breathe. Show me, take a nice breath in. And it tends to happen like this. To take a deep breath in, we tend to do that, and that just is actually doing the opposite of what we don't want. You can see my chest is strained, my neck muscles are tense, there's this heavy noise that's coming, which means my nostrils are constricted. So we don't want that. We want our breath to be very relaxed, very comfortable and slow. So we want to take a breath in, and then we want to breathe out. There's very little use of the chest muscles, the neck muscles, and the face. There's very little tensing, so it's signaling to our body that we are relaxed. And when we are in a more of a relaxed state, we can regulate our breath better as well. That was the 4 rules. So in and out through your nose, exhale a little bit longer than you inhale, no noise, and no tensing or straining of the body. Ideally, because we're practicing for increased energy levels, this is best done when you're seated. So you can sit on a chair, sit on the ground as I am. I always encourage all my students to sit on the floor as much as possible, even when you're watching TV. It's so good for you. Lying down tends to be more of a technique for calming, getting you grounded before bed, which I think is really great. But if you want to get that energy flow nicely through our whole body, seated upright is a much better option. You can lean against the wall if you need to for a bit of support for your back. So let's get started. I usually get my students to do a count. If you are not a student of mine and you're just watching this video to practice on your own, I would encourage you to just start with a lower count until you increase your breath count. So I usually give a ratio of 1 to 2 when it comes to breath work. So in the basic, we start off with is in for 4 counts and out for 8. But for the purposes now, I'm going to do in for 4 and out for 6. You can play around with this and see how you go. You can increase it to 8 if you think it's actually doable. You can even go to 6 in and 12 out, which I think is a really nice happy medium. As I mentioned, we do exhale longer than we inhale. And the idea here is just to learn to regulate your breath. So you're breathing in slowly rather than just trying to take a big chunk of that breath in, and then you're breathing out slowly as well. So you're just sort of extending out that breath. Let's do this together. So find a comfortable seat. Get sitting on the floor on the couch, like I just said. Hands in Chin Mudra, so we put our thumb and index finger together, 3 fingers out. This just helps to open up the chambers of the lungs so you can breathe a lot easier as well. Okay, relax your shoulders down for a second. So I'll encourage you to close your eyes to connect with your body a little bit better. But if you think that, it feels uncomfortable, you can have a softened gaze if that helps as well. So for a moment, just notice your posture. You can sort of adjust. I tend to like to just, get my neck a little bit, move them from side to side, just to make sure they're relaxed and not tense. Your jaws relax as well. You're not clenching your jaw. Soften into your eyelids and just bring a sense of softness into your body. As I mentioned, the more tense you are, the harder it is to breathe well, because you're signaling to your body that you are stressed. So take a moment just to soften into your body. And that's not to say that you won't have any discomfort. You may, but try to bring that sense of softness through your body as much as possible. Then I'm going to ask you to just take a breath in without counting, but just a little bit deeper than what you're used to. And then breathe out just a little bit longer than what you're used to. You want to get to a point where you can extend, but there is no force. We do not want forcefulness in our breath. So keep doing that a few more times, breathing in just a little bit deeper than you're used to. Breathing out a little bit longer. And while you're doing all this, just take notice of your chest, your neck. You're not tensing them. Feel the belly and the ribs expand as you breathe in, and notice how they just naturally contract as you breathe out. So that's where we want the movement. We don't really want the movement through the chest. We want it more through the ribs, the lower ribs and the belly. Okay, stay here with me. Just keep going again without having to count, just teaching yourself to regulate your breath. Just a little bit more than what you're used to. And you can stay with this, or you can start to soon. I'll start to count. You can follow my prompt. So if you find the counting just to be too much, you can just practice simply by sitting, extending out your breath a little bit longer in and out. Counting your breath also gives you a point of focus. So it's really, really great to help us just stay present in what we're doing. So I'm going to start counting in for 4 and out for 6. You'll get an idea of the tempo of how quickly you need to count or how slow you have to count. Then you can try that on your own. So let's start by taking a breath in, breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try now to count on your own. In for 4, out for 6. And as you start to get a bit of a rhythm with your count, be mindful that you're not straining your breath. There's no force. You're still fairly relaxed and comfortable with your breath. So I like to have moments of pause just to help you focus. I'm right here. I will tell you and I'll keep guiding you right till the end. So in these moments of quiet and pause, allow yourself to just get immersed in your own breathing, your count. Your mind may wander off. You may get a bit restless as well. This is all normal. The moment you notice, just come back to counting your breath again. Relax as you count your breath. If you start to feel breathless in any way, you can stop counting, let your breath return to normal, and then continue again. We never ever want to breathe to a point that we feel we're running out of breath. And in time, you'll be able to sit for 10 minutes and breathe and count and feel your breath just nicely regulated. Stay with your breath. Notice if there's any tension building up. Try to relax as you breathe. Now in a moment, we are going to come out of our breathing practice. I want you to just finish off with your exhalation, whatever your count is if you were counting, and let your breath return to normal. So we're going to stay here. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed, just allowing our breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Notice how you feel. Then I'll get you to just bring your hands together and rub them. So just warming up the palms of your hands. Place them over your eyes and your face. And you can rest your hands down, opening your eyes to come out of your practice. I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, even if you don't do the entire 10 minutes, it's just a really nice way for you to just utilize this way of breathing throughout your day. Take a 2-minute breathing break. Just get your breath. And even if there's no count, you're just teaching yourself to just breathe a little bit more than what you're used to. That's all. And eventually you'll be able to regulate it a lot better where there's very little force, very little strain as well. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you went, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.